Hi, this is Mick Elliott of Electronic Specifier at Embedded World. I'm here with Mike Slater, who's the Vice President of Global Business Development at DigiKey. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Mick, for having me.
Pleasure. First of all, we're pretty much through first quarter of the year now, so could you just give us a feel for what DigiKey is seeing in the market in terms of trends and product supply?
Yeah, sure. So right now, DigiKey's experiencing in Europe what we kind of expected. It's been a flat market for Q1 and even going into Q2. Now the good news with that is that's from a financial standpoint. I think the good news is back in 2023 we made a significant investment in inventory. We want to make sure we have the widest product breadth in stock available to ship same day. And our customers responded to that well in 2023. The back half of 2023 we saw new customers and customer count growth that we hadn't seen in many years. So they're starting to see that response to that new, the new products being on the shelf and available. And then 2023, we also saw a lot of new designs start from an engineering standpoint. And so when you look at the new customers coming on board, the activity we saw in new designs, it's really attributed to what we believe is going to be a back half 2024 momentum from a revenue standpoint, with all the work that's been done in 23 and early 24.
And in terms of products availability, is that coming back to the norm now?
Yeah, for the most part, we're pretty close to where we consider ourselves in a good spot from an inventory. Now, there's still some issues. So there's some what we consider advanced semiconductor product that has longer lead times that hasn't quite came back. There is still some electromechanical product that is not back at the same levels that we would like it to be in stock at. But on an overall basis, we're in way better shape than we've been in years.
And just looking at the Americas and Asia Pacific, how's business looking there?
Well, in the Americas has actually been strong, relatively so for the most part over the last even few years, stronger than most. Asia has certainly struggled a lot in the last year. That's been our biggest decline from a region standpoint, and it really hasn't came back strong yet. Americas has came back a little bit, and it's got some strength to it, and that's when I talk about new customers and when I talk about designs. There's a lot of activity and a lot of good work going on in the Americas. In Asia, we haven't quite seen it yet.
Just moving on, you're Global Business Development Director, so what are your priorities to take DigiKey forward through 2024?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So when we talk about global business at DigiKey, we're a global company. We've been a global company for a long time, but we also believe there's an enormous opportunity out there for us. And so when we look at it, I break it down into a couple of things, and they're pretty simple, I think. Number one, I want to make sure that we're local for our customers. Yes, we're a global company, but I want to be local for our customers. So we want to understand, what does our customer need in market? How do we service them? How do we meet them to where they are? Mm-hmm. And then number two, what are the market segments and the products and the technology that are going to drive the market and those customers? And then let's make sure we have that in stock and on the shelf and available for our customers.
So it's very much profiling the product to the marketplace.
Absolutely, you're spot on.
And looking at, are you seeing customers coming through with kind of new technologies? We've got artificial intelligence, machine learning, on top of all the other applications, I guess you see. Is there anything growing there?
Well, we see a lot of companies that are interested in starting to scratch the surface on AI or different types of new technologies. I don't know that we've seen anything that's been a substantial shift in that. It's a lot of people that are kicking the tires and a lot of people that are very interested, including us. We're certainly doing projects in-house. We're trying to figure out how do we leverage that for our website and for our customers and internally for our people and for to make ourselves better as we do that too. So it's definitely something everybody's investing in and talking about.
Are you pretty much covered globally in serving customers in different countries, or are there one or two countries or areas you think about establishing an office?
Well, I think we're covered quite well. We do business in almost 200 countries today, so we're doing quite well from that standpoint. But we're always looking at what's next, what regions or what areas are coming up. How do we make sure that we're servicing our customers, again, back to what I mentioned earlier, locally, and we understand the different needs. Because when you talk about Europe, it's not a one size fits all approach. There's different languages, there's different translations, there's different things that people like in different areas, and we need to make sure we're aware of that, and we're flexible enough and nimble enough to address it.
Moving on to the DigiKey marketplace, how's that progressing? Looks a lot of products on there now, looks pretty successful. Just give us an update on where you are now and what you hope to see in the future.
Yeah, no, that's a good question, and we view marketplace as a natural extension to our business, quite honestly, and I say that because it really enables us to service that wide selection of product, even beyond what we had, a few years ago before we had a marketplace platform, and then it also opens us up to different technologies and different types of business that we hadn't done before. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Number one. Late in 2023, we started a program where we can ship from Europe, from a European supplier to a European customer directly. So they still buy it on our marketplace, they're still serviced by DigiKey, they still know us and love us just like they would any other regular part they buy from us that comes out of our Thief River Falls warehouse. However, if the customer's in Europe and it's a robot, or it's a big, bulky, heavy item, or it's something you wouldn't want to ship across the seas and then ship back, they can purchase it on Marketplace. It gets directly to that customer from a European supplier to a European customer. So that's a huge benefit to the marketplace. And then, for us too, we're always trying to figure out what other technologies, what other suppliers, how else can we enable our customers to be successful in a one-stop type environment. So what should we put on the marketplace, and how do we make sure our customers have everything they need to build and innovate?
Is it the control and automation products that are particularly driving marketplace, or is it across the product board?
Well, it's definitely across the board. I use the automation and control stuff because some of that is big and bulky, and you don't want to ship that across the world in different places and have it warehoused in different areas. So that's the place when we use the automation and control piece, I think, more than others. But we have every type of technology and product on Marketplace, and we'll continue to invest and make sure that we have that selection on there for our customers.
But I guess for the reasons you mentioned, Marketplace is a really, it's a really cool place to come and find control and automation products, and companies can put them up there, they're ready. And in terms of the example you gave in Europe, the product gets there quicker, and I guess the customer's not got to pay for it to be delivered. You've not got to pay for it to be delivered. It's just a seamless process.
Correct. Yeah, like I said, we don't want to ship it across the world to have to ship it back to these customers in Europe, that's for sure. And it costs too much. It's just not economical, and then there'll be damage or other things that go with it. So our customers really want products quickly. And so we have to figure out ways to get them products quickly. And when those products are bulky and heavy or something that are just different, we have to be creative in the way we solve their problems.
Okay, moving on to the design and integration services, how's that progressing, and what's the customer take up?
Yeah, so that's a part of our business that I think is a natural extension as well to kind of what we do to our own internal resources. So our customers, want us to solve their problems or help them solve their problems. And when we're selling products or technology to customers, these design and integration partners will help enable them to be successful as a company. So we're always trying to figure out what are the partners we need to have to get our customers more successful, and then what technology is coming. How do we make sure we're partnered with the right providers that are addressing the new technology or different technology, so that we continue to have new folks on the platform and new options to solve our customers' problems, really.
How much of that is you scouting the market to find upcoming companies, and then them coming to you and thinking, well, DigiKey gives me a great platform to get into the market?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, and we generally hear a lot from our supplier partners today. So they might mention that they're working with people, or they might tell us that, hey, we have these folks that are enabling our customers today, or helping us enable our customers today. And so we want to make sure we're partnered with those people. And again, it goes back to making sure that we have all the options to get our customers as successful as they can be in the market.
And how easy or how are you developing the e-commerce platform just to make it easier and easier for customers to come from, hey, that's the product I want, to clicking the pay button?
Yeah, sure. Well, we're taking, I think, a similar approach to the way we've done business for a long time. We want to listen to the customer. We want to understand, what does that customer journey look like? What do they expect? How do they want to interact? And how do they want to ultimately purchase products? How do they want to find them and then purchase them? And when we take all that feedback in, then we make the investments that we need to make from a platform perspective, or the changes we need so that their experience is much better. So it starts with certainly all the customer feedback we get on a very regular basis, and listening to the customer and making sure we're making those investments. And then from there, how do we continue to focus on what we consider frictionless digital in everything we do? How do we help customers become more digital, more automated? How do we do that internally, be that our warehouse, our processes? It's just anything and everything we can do to become more digital together and enable the success of our customers.
And I guess one of the great advantages is you can pretty much supply the bill of materials from any customer to fill up a printed circuit board.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly our intention. We want to make sure that when we're talking to a customer, we want to be their single source for all components, and we want it to be available to ship same day. And so that's why when we talk about marketplace or we talk about adding lines, it's what are the technologies that are going to drive, what are the areas that are going to change from a market segment standpoint. How do we make sure we're positioned and have the right options for our customers?
And just one final question, just on the new warehouse distribution center, that's up and running and fully loaded now?
Yep, so as of December of 2023, 100% of our packages ship out of the new warehouse in Thief River Falls. So up and running. It's we'd love to invite, we always invite suppliers, customers up to see it. It's a masterpiece. It's amazing, quite honestly, to see the automation there and just how fast the belts move and getting product out the door. We ship 25,000 or so orders out the door every single day out of that warehouse, and it's it's definitely enabled us to continue to grow, because we do believe this business is really going to do well for the next 5 and 10 years and beyond. And we needed that capacity to scale, and we needed that automation as well to really drive the sheer amount of business that we think is going to be out there. When we talk to engineers and customers, I mean, there are new products, new innovation every day. We want to be there to support that.
Okay. Mike Slater from DigiKey, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.